thing is, my whole attitude used to be that videos have to be so formal and whatever. And I've been able to shift gears. And if anything I can give to someone, I think is that you don't have to be so formal. So, just do it, right? And the other thing is I don't have time to edit. I don't have time to. So what I've been doing for a lot of those on LinkedIn, I just literally try to get it so tight, and I keep doing retakes. I might do 4 or 5 retakes just to Bill, I can't share. Anyway, I just try to do retake, and make it go. Like, so
Yeah,
that
I did that too. I did put up one video on my LinkedIn page because I had to make it for, I decided to put up an Upwork profile and I had to make a video for that. So I repurposed it on LinkedIn and it took me like 10 retakes until I was sort of happy with the pace of it and didn't mess up too much.
So this silly post on Clio, which is a free Chrome extension, I mean, it has this video, and this video has like 850 minutes watched and 2,700 people. Like, it's kind of crazy, but it's simple, and it's nothing, it's 8 minutes and it's just walking through. So there's that. The other one that I had that was of me and landscape, and I was just talking, I had a red blouse on, but it seems like people connect with that. They see it in their feed, and it's motion. So I think that combination of things. So my goal was to talk about the tools. In the doc, I put some interesting things about, like, just to encourage this, that the audience is 20 times more likely to share, which, okay. I do think that people building their personal brands, using some video to just personalize it is nice.
Yeah.
And this one, I mean, 79% of LinkedIn people don't watch.
Right.
With sound. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know that. So subtitles are important. And these tools put in subtitles. We probably both came from a time of Camtasia where it was all really, really, like complicated, whatever, but everything's so easy right now.
Which did you use for the screen video that you just showed me?
Screenpal. I'll show it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I will. And so the one thing about it's easy to attach a YouTube video and by linking it to LinkedIn, and they show but LinkedIn will favor if you post. So what I've been doing is posting a segment out of the video, right? Like, so when we do a session like this, you can only go up to 10 minutes. So pulling a section out and then posting that on LinkedIn natively, and then going to YouTube, link to YouTube in the comments.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm using Screenpal. This used to be called Screencast-O-Matic before they renamed it, and I love it. It was like $18 a year for a long time. It's just so rich though in everything that it can do. And I like it because, well, I'm going to show you CapCut too, but when you go here to launch a recorder, so Loom, a lot of people use Loom. I'm not a Loom user, really, to be honest.
I think it's because it's free. Does this have a free level?
It does.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder how, oh, there, I could get it. So it popped it up on my other screen, but it pops up a video box. And if I change my tab there, okay. So now you can choose, I'm here, same as Loom, move this around. The camera, just the camera itself, both, or just the screen. If it's a bad hair day, it's just the screen. Like, I think in that video that did so well, it's just this, you don't need to see me. No. So anyway, and then you can adjust this, right? So it's super simple. Like it's
Yeah, that's really cool.
super
Yeah.
simple. And then what I do literally when I do this is I will hit record, it'll count down. So this is a test video and I'll go on for a little bit. I usually make an outline and then I'll make a mistake or I'll put an R, you know, something strange will happen. So I'll just stop it and I will trash can it, just dump it, trash can it. I'll say, yeah, just start over. And that's my workflow to get just type videos, just rough, right? Like it's really pretty basic. And that
Yeah.
like that's literally my workflow. So if I click, let's start over and I hit record again, and it just gives me the option to do some more.
I
So
missed it. Was there like some just like to start this? Was there just like make new video kind of button that's obvious, or how did you
when
get
I
here?
pushed it, okay, done.
Oh, they do have editing too.
They do. I'll show you the edit. So I love this because the editing makes sense to me.
Okay.
No. How are we going to get you to go away? Cancel. There. Okay. So how I started it, let's go up to this. Create.
Oh, okay. I see. Like the
Launch
video
recorder.
boxes were blocking that. Okay, now I see it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's where I go. And then yes, there is editing. So that's my first workflow. Like if I can crunch out a video that way, it's ideal. And that's my goal. If I do like a webinar or something where I need to chop the front and the back, then the editing tool in here is like super simple. So this is this video of me in red. This is 2 minutes, 1 minute anyway. So let's go. It's not opening. Okay, let's go to edit. There. So it's a little weird because the tool has that screen, but then it's like their main web page, but then you go into here and this is their editor place, right? So it's confusing, but anyway, this is where the editor happens. You can record from here too, but so this is not, yeah, so we can take, let's see if we have a longer one. Take this one. So the really cool thing is that the soundtrack is down here. So we click on edit video. Refreshes. So now you have tools. And we were watching Bill had on some of the training materials and it's really pretty good, but you can do overlays, you can add text on top in certain parts and it's pretty easy to work with. So if we want to cut, let's start with that. This is chopping. And so down here, you see this red, you see the red arrow?
Yeah.
So I listen first, note the timestamp, and then I will move this to that timestamp.
And what if you want to cut something in the middle though, not the beginning or end?
Yep, same thing. So let's say I want to go to 13, and then you can use your arrow buttons to move it. So it's super tight without being all issue. And so what's highlighted red now in the left is that you could click OK, it'll click it, and then it gives you the option right up here to undo it. Because, you know, I clip it, listen, go put it back and redo, you know, so like that's super simple. So that's on the end. Let's cancel that. So let's say that we have this big gap right here, right? Like this is a dead airspace. And so right here, we can say cut. And look at, it's smart. It fills it in. Do you see that?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can just click OK. And you can do it. Like it's pretty friendly. I haven't
And
had.
all this stuff is on the free version? All this stuff is available on free?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But you
I'll have
can
to
check
check
it
that
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I bought, and this is a long time ago, they were little. Like they were just, it was like, I've been
Yeah.
using this for 5-6 years, but it was really, it was like it's paying $18 a year.
Yeah.
Cheap.
It's $48 now because I bought it. It's $48 for the
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
So I like it because it's really friendly. And then if you go here, let's say. Is that the same one? No, it's different. Oh, it's talking. It's me talking. Stop.
Mhm.
Okay, I clicked
This
the
one's
X.
different than this one. So
All right. So the other options, let's try some other tools here. Let's go up here. And you can insert like a couple seconds, like time, just like a pause. So that's helpful.
Meaning like there'd be nothing on the screen?
Meaning like when you listen to it, because you've done such a tight cut, your sentences almost flow together. The audio flows together. That's when I use it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But
Like
doesn't that, how does that relate to the video? If you add some time in the audio, doesn't it throw off the syncing with the video?
the frame just it doesn't
Oh, it
match.
extends it. It extends the frame.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it's like if I was saying a sentence and then I just immediately start another one, they're like pushed together because of the cut I did. So you might want to add a couple seconds pause in between just to give
Right.
the listener a second to regroup.
Yeah.
So I've used this one, insert a pause. Usually I'll start with like a couple seconds, listen to it if it needs more than, and sometimes my voice is like really high, and then I start here like, so that for the listener is a little, and honestly, I don't get too uptight about it, but that's one I use. The other one is an overlay. So these are cool. You can add an arrow, you can add text. And if we add text, they give you options. Where is this? Right here. And you can't see it because why? It's white, right? So we have to change the white to, let's make it red. Yeah. And then there's a whole bunch of other things here you can play with, size, highlighting, yada, yada. And the alignment. And then the background of this, again, you can change the color. So maybe we want to have it yellow. It's super easy. And then once you quit playing in those settings, then you can click off and you can click it and you can move it. It's so friendly. It's just like, yeah, it's super simple. Then the last thing to think about here is that down here, when you add any extra thing, you see these dots? And that's where it starts. It fades in and fades out. But sometimes I have, also, if you're going to gray out something, you want to gray it for the whole time it's on the screen. So you can adjust this. And that will be for how long it is on the screen. And what's really cool, let's say, okay, is, let's go back here for a second. You see it went away and you come on to it.
Yeah.
If I click on the text right here or up above, it gives me this back open again. That's how you, and it's so friendly. You know what I mean? Like,
it makes it really easy.
It's logical. So that's why I like it. And then when you go to save it, you can download it to your machine locally. That would be for putting it up to YouTube. It also will, you can log in with your YouTube credentials. It will put it directly to YouTube for you, but I don't really like that because I need to go set up things for, you know. And then you can also send these to a screencast and send a link to somebody, very Loom-like, and then they can comment on it. It's the same. It's what I use it for too. So I have a little library of those things. So for me, I don't care what tool, but if you can just get a workflow that you're comfortable with, that you can do quick, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's my advice. And so, I love this thing. You can add music in the background, like right here, but
They have
it's
their own library or?
Yeah.
Wow. How did you do the little circle that was in there? You circled something before. Was that in,
I'll come back. So here's a whole library of music that's
Oh,
here
yeah.
for free. They also offer premium music, which you need to pay more for, but there's plenty in here to keep you happy for a while.
yeah.
The little circle, you mean the little, when you see the replay, there's a little circle moving, the cursor?
You had, yeah, there was I don't know, was it around the cursor? I just saw a circle kind of in the middle of the screen, a yellow circle that you circled something. Was that a cursor circle?
It's this right here. The
Oh,
cursor
okay.
by default is on. And I like it because I feel like it gives the viewer, like if you're pointing to something or moving, it gives a little motion. But you can turn it off.
But I'm not saying the cursor. I'm saying there was like a yellow circle on the video.
This other video.
Right there on the top right. Oh, is that just showing where the cursor is? Oh, that's your cursor, maybe.
My cursor.
No,
Oh,
no, to the right.
right there. You see that? You see it right
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
It's the cursor highlighted from the tool.
Oh, okay. So there is automatically a yellow circle around the cursor. Got it.
I don't know if you can change color, but so this is the main. I gotta go back to the workspace there. Yeah, so that's what it is. Let me see.
Because I didn't see that here when you were showing me.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
there's a
look,
way.
you can change the color now.
Okay, yeah, that's
But-
why.
But you know, this tool is so intuitive. Like I mean, I've never thought about changing that, but I can just look over there, go, yeah, let's click on this. And the world doesn't blow up. And there it is. So
Yeah.
I can change the color for.
Or not show it at all.
Yeah,
At all.
correct. So if I unclick this.
Yeah.
it'll show
Okay.
up. Yep.
No, but if you want to show the cursor without the bubble around it, you can do that too.
Mm,
No? See how it says show yes?
I think
That's
that's just,
changed.
I think
Yeah,
that's just turning it on and off.
yeah.
But,
It's not turning the cursor off, it's just turning the circle off.
oh, that just hid that. Yeah. So, but you could play with it. It's like super
Yeah.
simple. Like
It does everything, yeah.
this tool does everything. I'm kind of growing with it, and we get along great most of the time. Sometimes you'll take a video and it's like, so my workflow, when I make the video, and then the next option is, what do you want to do with it? So then it's like, I have to say edit to put it into this section, right? This panel. If you don't say edit, it goes over to this other section, and then it gets really confusing. So
Yeah.
it's but anyway, the tools are like that. So that's Screenpal. I use it. I like it. I'm quick with it, right? Like I can just smash something out without thinking. And that has a lot of value. Now let's go over to CapCut, which is TikTok's free version of an editor. And I mean, people are editing their videos on their phone, but honestly, there are some of us that need to be in the desktop.
Yeah, so I'm the same. I have a hard time doing much on my phone.
So So I haven't been doing this level in Screenpal with layers, but this is my original videos here, and it's on a green screen. And so the phone, the mobile device, in TikTok, you can go in TikTok natively. There's a whole bunch of options. And I'm going to back that up. In CapCut on the phone, you can go to a bunch of options, and one of them is a teleprompter. So there's a microphone. So I write my script in notes. I speak my script into the teleprompter, putting a space, a line break, right, between each line. And then I put this on a tripod, and it's close enough and it's large enough so I can read without trying to be reading, right? So anyway, that's the first tip. The green screen's behind me. And then what's so amazing is that when I finish the video, I can, on my phone, there's CapCut on here, has some, I remove the green screen. And the other thing I do is, for free, there's some editing features like smooth my face. It's beautiful. Like, trust me, for women, this is good. And the other thing is there's some complexion settings, and I paid like immediately I upgraded. I paid the $10 a month for the Pro because it has like some complexion settings and some teeth whitening, silly things. Okay. But it's nice. And so once I finish that, I remove green screen, do the face editing, and then I move it over to here. And the reality is that Canva has a whole library of amazing videos. And, you know, Canva, a lot of them are free, but we pay for the Pro version too. But anyway, so I pull my video in here. I pull the free videos, and in Canva, you find the video and you just set it into the TikTok screen, download it as an MP4 onto your desktop, and import it into here. Like, it's so simple.
I do that with photos. Yeah.
Yeah, we do it with photos all the time, and we do it
Yeah.
with presentations, but it works with videos too.
Yeah.
And so then I put my video down here by click and drag this down. And you see all of these little breaks are literally editing the sound to pull it tighter together. So, you know, if somebody would have said, Connie, go make a 40-second video, I would have been like, excuse me, we're not doing, like, no, that's not going to work, because brevity isn't my thing. But anyway, so I start out with the script, record it. I actually leave time space in between to make it easier. And then I edit between every sentence. And seriously, this makes a 40-second less than 39.03. Wow. And then, so that's the first step, is to edit all the line breaks out so that I get this down here first. Then I bring down these images down here to tell my story. And then I can add the text in. See, it says rewind. I reversed the video, Donna. Like, I got fancy. No, I saw it in a video. So here I am going to Google, how do I do this? But honestly, I haven't spent that much. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. But I reversed this video just for the effect that the money's coming back in. And then after adding a couple, here's the title. But then there's the subtitles are generated automatically in here, and you fix the spelling. They get thrown on top, and then you export it. Like, I mean, it took me, honestly, I mean, I spent one day Like
Yeah.
the video before, this is my third video, but the second video where I was trying to get through all the technical aspects, it took me a few hours, but now this one took about an hour and a half. Anyway, the
Yeah.
point is that the technology has gotten so much easier that
How
that
do you, can you show the fragmentation though, where, how you take, literally like how you, what buttons are to push to take to scrunch it up and take
Yeah.
this time in between? Because that's like the new thing. You know, I've done video editing on like InVideo, but or Canva kind of style, but the way that they do these quick cut type videos is foreign to me.
Actually, it's so you select the piece, right? Select the
Uh-huh.
piece. Actually, let me go down here and do this one. So you select the piece, and then right here is the split. You're going to split the frames.
Mhm.
And I don't usually I have the things in here and I don't know why they're not there, but anyway. So I'm going to click in here and it puts a split there.
But
So
aren't you saying that it finds like the gaps at that, because that doesn't have sound? How do you find the gaps in the sound and scrunch up the audio? I mean,
yeah. So okay, just a second. So I just so I mean this, so I have an issue with this. So do you see the audio is right down here? And I can make it stretch this way by using that tool. So you can see them. Do you see them? Do you kind of see the gaps there?
oh, like right under your photos, you mean?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's very and there's no way to make it bigger. This way bigger. Do you see what I mean? But it's there. The sound waves are there. And like literally when I realized how to do this, because the first video he's like, well, you need to cut tighter. And I was like, okay. So I literally sat with my laptop 6 inches from my face and did this. It's that. I could show you. Let me switch this off to select. I can show you what I'm talking about. So there's this. Oh, that's not going to work. Put it in this document. So I just did a quick screen clip. And maybe I haven't found it yet. But there's no way to make it taller. Do you see it there?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it's
But how do you, that doesn't, I don't understand.
this.
What do you literally do to have it take out those gaps in speech? You said you have the CapCut take off
Yeah, I'll show
all
you.
the pauses in between, you know, phrases.
So let's go up to this one then. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna split that. Let's say if we wanted to start here. Can you kind of see that there's a blank space after it? A pause?
Mhm.
It's really,
So you have to do it manually for every break? No, there
I'm doing,
has to be an automatic way for the AI to find the pauses.
maybe.
That's incredibly labor intensive.
It is. I don't know. I'll
That
have to Google that one.
there's a way to do it, I'm sure. Because I was looking at do you ever look at some of the lifetime deals on like AppSumo and things like that?
No.
Oh, you'd love it. I don't want to get you addicted, but they have AppSumo is the biggest one, but there are a couple others out there,
Yeah.
Sasilla and Rocket Hub. Anyway, they have these lifetime deals from up and coming SaaS products that are trying to just make some money to keep their development going. So
Yeah.
they're usually pretty early stage. Sometimes they're a little more far along. And they had a couple of lifetime deals on software that does this kind of thing, and like they're really perfecting the AI to automatically edit down these videos. I'll
Mhm.
send you a link to the one I was looking at because it looked pretty interesting. There are actually two out there now. One is called Slick and one is, can't remember, it starts with an M, but I'll find it. And
Yeah.
I was reading the comments on a group that was discussing the deals on Facebook, and everyone was like, I just use CapCut for that. Right. So there's got to be a way that CapCut can do it too.
So yeah, so the compare contrast between Screencast, which I've been using, to this, I came in here and went, and I'm good at poking around, but it's also kind of scary because everything is down to just icons that, just icons. That's,
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of videos on YouTube that tell you how to use it, but
yeah,
I
there
haven't
is. So
done
I'm
that yet.
aware of videos or tools that will take out the ums and ahs, but my challenge is I mean, at a certain point with tools, I start to get overloaded. So I try to use a tool, make it work. But I agree with you. I guess if there was a setting of how tight you're going to put it, but anyway. But yeah, so it's not, this one has a much bigger learning curve, and the weird thing, this is awful to say, but this desktop version is different than the one on the phone. And the the instructor's like, well, no, we want you working on your phone. It's not the way I think. Like,
Yeah, that's really hard for me too.
it's like, but there are some cool things here that if I see, I can move me around, and then I move around for whatever length that piece is, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, it's all
Well, I just saw, I just did a quick Google search and it says, can CapCut remove silences? Auto cut silences, video automatic cutting intelligently detects and removes extended pauses, enhancing the overall flow of your content. So see if you can find auto cut somewhere.
auto cut.
And then,
I'll put
yeah,
a
I'll
note.
save you some time.
Yeah. And there's, we both know that there's not much for instructions. I don't even think there's a help button on here either. So
Yeah.
anyway, and then the last thing is just like, I was doing calls yesterday and my computer was complaining about resource overload. And so this is not good for the resources, I don't think. And
Oh,
it's
interesting. Yeah.
so that's another thing to keep in mind. But anyway, it's fun. I've been enjoying it. There was a mindset shift I had to make to literally just like say, okay, this will be okay. And, I used to be
Yeah.
really not camera averse. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm trying to expand my horizons. And it's always helpful to get a little mini tutorial because it makes me feel more comfortable to delve in. So
Well, and it sounds like you know more, because I've never used any of the big video folder.
It's been a long time since I used InVideo, and at the time I felt a little more comfortable with it, but a lot has changed and the styles of videos have changed. So
yeah,
it's
the
not so-
styles are. Anyway, let me go to Instagram and I'll show you the guy that inspired me.
Okay.
No, just out of curiosity, but search. My Instagram page is all plant pictures. So this is the one that inspired me. So you can see he's on the green screen talking, and then he puts up images behind him.
Yeah.
And then words on the screen. And
where do you get your green screen? Do you get it on Amazon or?
so Bill purchased it.
Yes, Amazon. and it's about there's a couple of different there's tons of choices, but it's about 6 foot long, and we leave it on the floor, but you can pull the screen up and then put it down when you're done.
It's
And
like
we
the
move it.
old-fashioned school audio-visual screens that just pull up, right?
Yeah.
It's a thing like this. It pulls up and then it hooks on there. It's really pretty simple.
Oh, it's
Except
got
it
like a
pull-
back bar that holds it up.
That's correct.
Okay.
Just
And
like schools. The only thing we
Like
don't,
those trade show banners or something kind of like
yeah,
that.
Very
yeah, we
similar,
don't-
yeah.
yeah. And we just leave the base sitting on the floor and then just
Okay.
pull that center up and yeah. So,
Right. I'll have
so
to see.
this guy just started this course like late last fall. He has 254,000 followers from nothing. And it's crazy. Like, and I know that it's consumer, but I was just like, this is cool. And so anyway,
Well, is he okay? You mean because yeah.
it's all
I see.
interior design. That's his
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
But people like it, they interact with it. And anyway, so
Awesome.
yeah, the things I do, but the whole piece around B2B and TikTok is, it's a little wide open. Chris Walker's there, duct tape design guy is there, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't do BB, so unless
But you don't
familiar
do
with it.
B2B. Okay.
Yeah, I'm consumer. That's why it's more important for me to get on board. It's for
Yeah.
my clients, not for myself, but
So what's happened for me is that I've realized this thing about tightness. I've realized that I can do these video editing things. It's just been a good like upskill in a few
Yeah.
way of thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
fantastic.
That's what's happened. It's like, I
Mhm.
can do this.
Yeah, I need to think about how to, just get myself into it. I'm not good at experimenting for the sake of experimenting. Like I need to have a reason to use something,
Yeah.
and
Me
need to think
too. And
about
so like with the whole example on this, I just need to push it through and get it posted. It can be improved later. And
Right.
some of my clients, I'm that way too, right? Like I just had a meeting on Tuesday with a prospect, and they're like, well, what do you do so in B2B side, it's the content issue. And like we can never finish content. How do you finish content? It's the same sort of question, but the one on Tuesday was, well, we're perfectionists. How do you get content finished?
Don't be a perfectionist.
You do it, right? Like I'm sort of a perfectionist too, but you got to kill it at some point and say this is done and good enough. And I don't know, Bill, what do you have to say about that? Because perfectionism is a killer. Like for some of us,
Sure. Yeah, nobody's
So
looking at it as closely as you are.
good enough is the new perfect, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you just in today's world, authenticity is so important to people,
Yeah.
especially on LinkedIn. And
Yeah.
if it's perfect, people don't like it because then they think it's overproduced.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I grew up that way. When I went through school, I didn't study at all. And I got great grades in math, but I did not get great grades anywhere else. And so for me, I targeted a B or a C, and I didn't
Yeah.
have to do any damn work. And then I got A's in the subject I liked. And I carried that on to college. And there I knew that I had to work a little bit harder, but I still didn't do any homework. I just crammed for exams because the exams were pretty basic. So that it's, good enough has been my lifelong mantra in a way. So for me, it's easy. Connie is a perfectionist, and she calls herself a recovering perfectionist, right?
I told them that I said, I'm a recovering perfectionist and I give you permission to be too. And they all laughed. So
That's
They all
awesome.
left.
yeah, I mean, you can't be so, I don't know. I have to err on getting it out. So this is the video I did, just sitting, talking to the camera. And yeah, does it make you nervous? Of course, but people like it, you know? And then
Yeah.
the other trend, as I was scrolling here, is literally pictures of yourself, right? So Bill and I have started to do these little, like, this is at the casino. We did photo shoots, and it's a trend that people are putting pictures of themselves up here. So that's from the trade show. That's a selfie, but
Yeah, I know.
here's another video.
I don't have anyone to take pictures of me, but yeah, I don't
Have one
love
of your
doing that
kids help
anyway.
you.
Yeah, he's not here during, well, I guess on weekends.
Oh, so we literally, I mean, I took this myself, of course, with the cat, and just putting all kinds of weird stuff up there. This is from a trip. But this was at the casino too. So the point is that the visual piece, you know, people like it. So
Yeah,
anyway, what other questions about, and I'm scrolling here. I'm like, I've put a lot of videos up here. That's kind of crazy. Here's a
yeah,
cut of
you
the
have. I
webinar,
haven't seen a lot of these on my feed, but you have done a lot. That's
but this
awesome.
is a cut out of the
Oh.
webinar, and this is
I'll
Zoom.
take a closer look at, I want to see the one that with the red shirt. I'll take a closer look at that later because that one seemed to get a lot of engagement. So
Yeah, people like this one. Let me find it. I can give you the link.
So at that trade show, I moderated a panel, and the panel was about, I don't know, about an hour long, and the video from my phone was quite large, and Screenpal could not edit a file over 2 megabits.
oh wow.
So that's when I started to use CapCut. Well, I've used CapCut a couple of times. So the free CapCut, I was able to edit that moderated panel. Now all I
Right.
do there is the front and the back. I don't edit any of the middle. I don't care if there's any, you know, spaces
Sure.
because I want the actual event to be recorded. But it was easy to edit the front part and the back part, and you know, puts the words on there. But it's pretty good. And CapCut was easy for me to do that. So and can handle the super large file.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So I wonder if you have videos that don't have a green screen, is there any way to use them, or you have to use a green screen to get the background videos to work?
I think you can use them.
Okay.
I would. I wouldn't get this. Like, so what they're doing here is very, you know, like I don't want to say it's very anal, but kind of. So I would just do you, because it's okay.
But
That's
I'm
my,
just saying, like, I wonder if I can use background videos if is there any way to use on something that wasn't taken shot with green screen? Because I already have the video I made. And I'm wondering if I can put a background behind it without reshooting after
go
I
into
did.
Canva, try it in Canva.
Okay,
So
maybe I
would
can get rid of the background in Canva and then add video.
Well,
Okay.
Canva will remove the background of the existing video, right, Connie?
Oh yeah, I'll keep it. I'll save it as a copy.
Yeah, you always work in copies, right?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. That's why my world looks like this, because I'm
Yeah.
working in copies.
I know I do
Um,
that too over and over again. I don't wanna lose it.
So yeah, so you should be able to, well, let's take this one here. Select that. I don't know, I've never tried removing the background, but it may work right there.
Yeah,
So I didn't know this whole world of video existed in Canva. I just didn't. And that was
yeah,
part of the, you know,
yeah. That's what I was wondering if it would work well. See, it's not great, but it would work.
but you know what the instructor says? So when they do stuff on their phone and all the editing on their phone, in one of his training videos is like, yeah, it's not great, but it's okay. But seriously, just roll with it.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna try it. I'm gonna play with it.
so what happens if we now, whoops. Okay, if we go away from that now, and then we play it. Let's see what this looks like. These tools are so smart. That's what I do.
know.
I'd try that.
It's really not bad. And I'm standing in one place, so it should be a lot easier.
Yeah. There's a new trick for us. So it's just this big culmination. I bet if we had a little work group every week, we could report on our new findings and we could learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here I had some things you didn't know, so it's nice to share ideas
Absolutely.
and learning.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's
Thank
what I
you.
have.
I love it. It's inspirational. You know, it just gets me thinking like, I can do this. Why am I not doing this? You know, it's just,
My joke about TikTok, and I'm sure people are like, oh, what are you doing? But part of it is just to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And then you'll
exactly.
realize that you can do things. And anyway, that's part of the reason. It's not because, and it's the instructors are very heavy consumer, which that's fine, but they're tolerating me and my B2B stuff, but it's all good.
Well, part
So-
of it is also, I don't feel like I'd like to lose 20 pounds before I'm like featured in videos, right? So it's sort of that part of it too is a little uninviting, but
we all have that, but if you wear a darker color and you keep it, so you see I crop, right? Like my, I don't know if you noticed there, but I've cropped, I take a wider shot, but then I crop it up and I do the face. I was delighted about the face because I have just some nasty acne, but I can just cover over that a little bit. And yeah, I was delighted by that. So, so there's things, and I think there's a filter. There's a lot of filters over there, so you could adjust whatever. But on the other hand, just be you. Like
I know, but you know, in these things, like when I did that video, I had to do it on a day that there was no school. I wouldn't have to interrupt myself. My son was at his, you know, like these things just take so much more time than you think. And I operate in blocks of like 2 hours at a time between walking the dog and taking my son places and stuff like that. It's just like, so these things can be so time consuming when you first start. So
I think that, so for me, I allow for that on the front end, right? Like seriously, I spent 4 or 5 hours on the second video, which was crazy, but I had to push through those blockers, right? And then when I recorded, so the first video took forever to record, but then the second, I did 2 and 3 together. I had the scripts ready. I loaded one in the teleprompter, did it, came back, loaded the next one. And now I've told Bill, I could do in a setting on a weekend pretty quick, get 2 or 3 set, and then do the editing separately if you batch it. So, so it gets easier, just like anything. It's just initially.
the teleprompter is amazing because when I did the video for Upwork, you know, I just pasted the words on the wall and you could see my eyes darting a little bit to the side.
So the teleprompter is good. My trick for the screen is that the camera's here, up here, and I will take a sheet of paper and tape on here so that it's situated so I can read from it, but still I'm making eye contact. That's my trick.
Yeah.
So
I had too much. It was
it's okay.
I
understand.
I had just too much copy. So
the other thing you can do is do it in takes, right? Take this and then do the next take, stitch them together.
A little bit at a time would work. Okay.
Anyway.
Nice.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. We're kind of crazy here. We're just doing stuffs and that's fun.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again for the tutorials.
Yeah. And good luck. Let us know how it comes out. Share with us.
I will. We'll see if I can get to it soon.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Donna.
Bye. Have a good one.